everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. We do start now with developing news. We are tracking tonight a woman who was found dead alongside her dog in a field in northeast Spokane. Investigators are still working exactly to figure out exactly how she died. KREM 2's Nathan Yanyo is live right now at the scene. And Nathan, what can you tell us here that you've learned just in the last few hours?
Whitney, well, I'm at the scene of Buckeye Avenue and Custer Road in Spokane. This is where a woman was found dead yesterday afternoon. Deputies say when they first arrived on scene, they found a dog which was not on a leash showing aggressive or protective behavior next to the woman who was unresponsive. Deputies eventually got the dog away from the woman and checked for signs of life from the woman. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene.
My neighbor Danielle, she calls me and she's like, "Hey, are you okay? There's a dog and a woman in the field. There's cops everywhere."
Dasha Berlikov, who lives close to where the incident happened, says she's never seen that many police in the area.
You could see the lights, the police lights, all the way from Walmart where I was. I just pulled out and you could see this whole street lit up.
Deputies say the woman had wounds that are believed to have been caused by the dog found with her, but that has not yet been confirmed.
I stay away from the outside in this area. If I ever take my kids, I go to my sister-in-law's house.
The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says that the dog is alive and in custody of Scraps. The incident is still under investigation to find out what led up to the woman's death. And last night's death just happened 4 blocks away from where 2 people were found dead after a reported shooting last Friday. I had a chance to speak with some neighbors in the area. They say they're surprised but not fearful for their lives. And at this point, police have not commented on whether they'll be adding extra patrols to the area. They do say, though, that major crime detectives are working around the clock on that case. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hun, KREM 2 News.
Thank you, Nathan. Spokane's largest homeless shelter will stay open through the winter. City Council approved a multi-million-dollar extension today. And as KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy explains, the timing comes as TRAC is now dealing with another major issue. Shannon?
Well, this contract extension for Salvation Army to continue running the Trent shelter through April comes at a time when TRAC and Spokane County's unhoused population are dealing with an outbreak of a gastrointestinal illness. With a certain air of resignation.
Ready to move this next chapter and start fresh for a new contract and the next steps on this. I think there's still a lot of frustrations that this contract doesn't resolve.
This is still complicated. It has not been solved. This is a Band-Aid.
Spokane City Council approved a 4-month contract extension on the Trent shelter. The $3.73 million deal will keep TRAC running through April 2024, the harshest months of winter, and also during a time TRAC is going through another challenge.
Yeah, these are complicated days.
Spokane's unhoused population, including within its shelters, is dealing with an outbreak of Shigella. The gastrointestinal illness is spread through fecal bacteria. Spokane's Regional Health District says it's monitoring the outbreaks at places like TRAC.
We put some new protocol in cleaning the spaces. In addition, we're just encouraging basic sanitary practices like washing your hands.
Captain David Kane with Salvation Army, which runs the shelter, admits the bathroom situation isn't ideal.
It's tough. We're working with porta potties, so we're working with what we have.
He says Salvation Army had hoped to move toward a more permanent restroom solution, but they're working in partnership with the city to do their best with the temporary facility.
Because no one wants to say we need to spend more money in that category. That's already the wrestle.
The Salvation Army is also working closely with the health district.
Close collaboration, daily phone calls.
Regional Health has visited TRAC to oversee proper cleaning and sanitation measures. Right now, the health district says that they cannot pinpoint or say how many people at each shelter are sick. But what we do know from the health district is that of 71 cases seen between late October and today, 34, those of 71 cases, 34 people have been hospitalized. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you very much. And we always strive to bring you more to every story. So while homeless people are often more at risk for shigellosis, you should know other groups of people are at risk as well. And those include gay and bisexual men, people who have recently traveled internationally, children younger than 5 years old, and people who have weakened immune systems. Breaking news now, we just got word that the house where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered will be demolished this month. Today and tomorrow, teams representing the defendant in the case, Brian Koberger, will be there at the King Road house. They asked for access as they prepare their case for trial. There is still no trial date set, though. When they are done, the university says it will demolish the house. They say that demolition will begin on Thursday, December 28th, and it will last for several days. And the man accused of murdering 4 of his neighbors in Kellogg, Idaho, has reached an agreement with the state of Idaho. Major John Kaylor is expected to plead guilty to the murders. Court documents show that agreement lowers all 4 first-degree murder charges to second-degree. In Idaho, that can result in the death penalty, while second-degree murder punishment is no less than 10 years in prison, up to life in prison. Documents show the state also has agreed to drop the felony burglary charge against him. Earlier this year, police say he admitted to shooting and killing 18-year-old Devin Smith, along with his 16-year-old brother, mother, and grandfather. He claims that Devin had exposed himself and committed a sexual act through a window in front of his young daughter. Following this new agreement, Kaylor will appear in court for a hearing on Monday at 3 p.m. That is where he is expected to enter that new plea. All right, let's talk weather now with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo. Hopefully seeing a little more sunshine as we get closer to the weekend.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
I think it's possible.
Excellent.
When it comes to the overall forecast, I think today is the cloudiest of the next few. We are still in the 30s thanks to some of that cloud cover, but expect another cool night and cold morning. That's going to be as our temperatures start to drop, but really, it's a little bit of cloud cover right now. Overall, the forecast favors a mix of clouds and sun. It's that atmospheric ridge that would typically bring us warm, beautiful, sunny weather in the summer, but because the low sun angle, the long nights, and a little bit of low atmospheric moisture we can't get rid of, we hang on to the, atmospheric conditions that would favor cloud development, especially a lower atmosphere stratus cloud. That sounds very confusing. Basically what it means is fog or low clouds stick around in this pattern because it's near the winter solstice. I feel like I can't explain this without just sounding like I'm making stuff up. What you need to know is that the next few days, we get a mix of clouds and sun. Overnight lows fall into the 20s, daytime highs in the upper 30s. Not all that bad, and I do think we see a little patchy fog. Saturday looks to be the foggiest of the next few.